Hi everybody. So I'm going to be trading London, and this would be basically I will be trading my prop firm accounts. At the moment, I do have FTMO account. I'm going to be executing on that account based on whatever the framework I have for the day. So let's get started with what we have for this session. Really, let me check gold real quick. I mean, gold has just ran overnight, has left a huge range here already. So for me to execute on it or have any framework would need to have some structured development on these levels, which I don't have at the moment. So maybe I'll just wait and see if I get any. Either come down like that, rebalance these fair value gaps and show some willingness to trade higher, would still get us to 120. But I'm not marrying the idea of trading it to 120, but I'm going to see how the structure develops. And of course, on the other side, if you do inverse these fair value gaps, like come down and then show some willingness to break below this order block, then maybe some sort of sell would make sense to at least this level here and this fair value gap. So maybe midpoint or premium high or the discount low would be the areas. So I would also look for that. But until now, I mean, this needs time for development. So that would be it. Let's see Euro USD. So let's see on hourly, what have we done since the open? We have come down, rebalance this fair value gap here. That would be my hourly. Rebalance and then showed willingness to trade higher. We took out this high, and this high also was taken out. So if I go to 4 hour real quick, see the structure. Yeah, this looks like it might want to expand higher for like these highs here. This is like London highs from 24 March. So that might actually be the draw, right? Now what says that this draw is no longer valid is if we do break below this fair value gap and of course the order block here. So that would just indicate that okay, we might not be going higher, but for now this just looks good for expansion higher. But we will see how that develops going into the London session, which is about to open in like 4 minutes. So this basically pre-London market commentary to align with whatever the market presents itself with. So that is it, and yeah, I mean, this looks just fine. The thing for me is since we have come deep into this range, right, it is expected for price to maybe roll over once more towards this deep discount and then trade higher. Because why would I expect that is we also have taken out this liquidity here, right? Now once the liquidity is taken out, price tends to go deep in discount or premium before an expansion higher. So that would be one expectation I have, is if we do not respect this fair value gap here and if we do break lower, my next point of interest would be this fair value gap. And of course we have this volume imbalance as well resting just above. I'm going to actually put the actual fair value gap here, of course. So that would be an hourly. So we have 1 hour that has respected, right? We went up, right? Once this respected, we went up, we took out these highs. Then what happens, it should have accumulated more on this fair value gap to have another expansion higher, which it did not. So if this showed its hand that okay, this might not be respecting the discount raise for now, so that would mean that okay, we might actually be going for a deeper retracement inside this range, which is expected, I mean, but we will see how that develops. So what I'm looking at is, let's see, maybe something like this, maybe also rebalance this fair value gap, something in this range, and then come up to show me okay, we are respecting now the discount raise, maybe order block, fair value gap, to get long on something like that. Now the best thing about my strategy that I do trade is that I don't need this level to actually be traded to for me to profit off of a trade. So I just need a draw on liquidity. That draw on liquidity would just give me, okay, like this is basically where the train is going. I mean, I won't say like a train going. It's like I know where I have to go to get there. I can either take a cab, I can either take like a bike, I can walk there. You know, there are many ways to get to a destination, but it's important that you know what the destination is. Basically, I hope that makes sense, because that does make sense for me. So yeah, I mean, this is like a destination for me until what? Until we, I mean, if we do inverse this and like do not respect this and also inverse this volume imbalance, then of course I would be neutral or maybe bearish to see if something else develops. But until then, this just looks fine. The thing here is it can, if it accumulates in this fair value gap here and just trades higher, I can still take a trade, but it needs to show willingness to trade higher is what I mean. But for now, this is what I'm expecting. So we will see how that develops going into the session. London has just opened. So at 7 it has opened. Do we have any news for London? Let's see. So that would be today, 31st. I mean, it's literally empty. Let me see, Euro, GBP, that might move price a bit. Euro all day, German, okay, CPI, we have that for German, okay. I mean, yeah. So we'll see how that develops in price. If I go to an hourly, yeah, this is my expectation for now. I'll just put an I right there. But let's see how that develops going into the session. Let's go GBP. GBP is in bit of range, and I don't like it, because what have we done even yesterday was we come up to the high, kind of not trade it, and then go low. We go to the low, kind of don't trade this, and then go to the high. So this is basically just ranging inside this equilibrium here. I don't like that. The thing here is the new traders would look at this expansion. When this candle was forming, this would look to them like a breakout, and they would think like, okay, we have finally started to move. But then what happens? Boom, just goes back inside the range. I've noticed a lot of my trades that I took in these kind of market environments is I just get absolutely wrecked, because I'm expecting price to like give me a huge range, not huge, but like some sort of range movement, but it just is fickle inside this range, so I don't like it. It's just been ugly, really. Like, look at these wicks, and like there's no actual framework to work with. Maybe there is, but like that's not clear. Maybe for beginners, like it would really break you if you don't know what you're doing. And sometimes, bro, even the experienced ones get fucked. So it is what it is. So GBP, I don't like GBP, so I'm just gonna move it out of the watch list here. Again, USD CAD, look at that. Do you really want to be in this market? I don't want to be in this market, really. I don't want to be in this market. Looking at it, even like, it just makes no sense. The thing here, the best thing we have as a trader is we have like lots of pairs, so it's better to look through all of them and see where the framework is, because the thing is, if I remove this here, right, I would not know what chart this is. I would not know if this is your USD, GBP, or even S&P or NASDAQ, right? I don't know. But the thing here is, once I have a price that has framework, I would definitely go and work with that. So USD CAD is not making sense, so I'll just take that out. USD JPY, let me see what this has. One thing you might have noted, I already have a bias on daily, so it's not that I'm just working, but that bias is not like set in stone for me, because if I see something making sense on like lower time frame, I would just use that for like the counter trades. It's bit of an advance, but like the same logic applies if you are working with the bias as well, because you're looking for expansion towards certain levels. USD JPY, let me see. Okay, let me check hourly. I mean, we have a huge range. Now see, compare this to USD CAD, right? It's way better. The delivery is way cleaner, and like it's moving, right? But those USD JPY, even pound USD was like in the range, so I don't like that. Now this makes sense for me. This is moving, it's showing some movement, which is good. Now what we have here is let me put this fair value gap in, that makes sense for me here. That is 4 hour, right? We have traded through that. We also have this order block here, this fair value gap we have also traded through. The next draw might be this low here, so sorry. If I go to an hourly, we have come down in this fair value gap here. If I were to put this in right there, this would be an hourly. So we have traded through that. Now if you see here, we have also traded through the premium fair value gap here on hourly. So what that signals for me is that okay, we might have traded through it, and we might be going for like a little bit more of a retracement than just coming back and going down. If I go to 15 as well, that has also been like traded through. And if I go to hourly, yeah, that makes sense. So now what levels am I looking for? Because the hourly has been disrespected in a way, is maybe we might go for what, this premium high of the discount low of the 4 hour fair value gap. So if I were to keep that fair value gap here, let me see, like that, 4 hour, yeah, so that would be the near term draw for me, right? And I would see how the structure develops. So what I would expect is something like this, come down, trade higher. Oops, okay, I hope that makes sense. The thing here again, the best thing here is I don't need this level to be actually traded to profit. So this is like a draw for me. It's like a magnet. The price is like drawing itself towards, and once I get something in this range, I would just take it. And I really have a strict risk management. So yeah, I have like 3-step strict risk management rules that I do not break. If I do break, I know it's going to break me, so I better not break them. So you need to have something that is really set in stone, as in like for risk management, because this is like discretionary. The one I'm trading is this model. It's not mechanical, but my risk management is mechanical, so I don't think about it, I just do it. It's this and this, so like it's spread out. So this is what I'm expecting. Let's see if we do get some sort of push inside that. USD CHF is I don't like this pair again. The one thing what you do is when you look at any pair, just look at past few days and see how the delivery was in price, because you're not gonna be the luckiest guy here that just because you sat towards the charts and you're looking at a pair, it's just gonna move because you are here. You know what I mean? I'm not entitled, like the market is not entitled to give me anything, right? Rather it's there to take money from me. So that is something you need to understand, that just because you are here does not mean that The past few days were bad, so just because you're here, it's gonna move. No, it's not gonna move, bro. Trust me. I mean, it can move. Of course, there's probability, but most often than not, if you just don't trade these pairs, like, you're gonna be better off. So I just don't like it. I'm just gonna take it out. USD. What is that? Aussie. I mean, this makes sense to me. Looking at it, because why? This actually do make sense, and it looks clean for my eyes for some reason. So look at here, 4 hour. Right, we have that. We have traded through that. We also have this order block, but we have kind of disrespected this, and now we're coming up towards the 4. Sorry, this is an hourly. Yeah, I mean, still, this is not a best market really. Like, this is not a good market. But the way it's delivering here is showing a bit of a movement, and it's also respecting, and like, I can see something clear here that my model presents. So maybe I would look for something here if I do find it. So let's see, we are trading inside this fair value gap. Of course, the next draw, as the market structure looks, we might expand towards these lows here. But of course, for that to happen, I need more development in price. So that would be it. So I have only like these 4 pairs. The gold, again, we need to see what gold wants to do. Let me just take these out, because I do not have a set bias at the moment. I just want to see how this reacts. Euro USD, again, we are in this range. We are not moving still. We have just like collapsed in this range here, high to low. So I want to see some sort of movement to give me like, okay, to like confirm what the next draw is. 4 hour. This looks fine. Definitely looks fine for me. Or go to 1 hourly. This is messing me up, bro. I don't like it. I want like straight something like that. That was right. Yeah, I mean, it's already drawing, so price tends to do that. Price sometimes would not come back down towards to rebalance and just go higher, which is definitely okay. That would be classified this as a breakaway gap, but I don't know the criterias that make a breakaway gap, so I just don't know. I just don't use it. If something does not make sense for me, I just tend not to use it. We have this fair value gap as well here on 15 minute, that is also standing out. Alright, so let's just wait and see. Again on hourly, yeah, that makes sense. Now the thing here is, it can do something like this, right? Why it can do something like this? Because what do we have here? Hourly fair value gap. Now if you go an hourly, you also have 15 minutes, which is nested inside an hourly. So that level tends to draw price towards it, right? But again, nothing is going to be pushed until the structure has been developed. So we don't care until things make sense. So I'm waiting for my model to present itself to engage with a very strict rule. And also I think I have a good trade management rules, which saves me a lot. And if I take a trade, I would just talk about it, of course. Let me also note this fair value gap here on 15. So I'm gonna see how this reacts. If it holds price from drawing up there, would make it a good case study to look for a retracement lower. But if it just wants to trade through it, and also this order block here. So we're gonna see like how that makes sense going into the session. So gold is, let's see if this respects here. Right here, but the structure doesn't look good. I'm just gonna note it, of course. Okay, 15 here. I have only 4 pairs to work with in today. I mean, which is good. Ideally, if you even have like 1 or 2 pairs at most, and you can see a framework building towards it, I think that's best. You can just work with that and be it. Because what my risk management says is I can only take 2 trades a day, and if I lost on one, let's suppose if I take a sell here, suppose I'm not gonna do it, but let's suppose if I take a sell here, and if price do something like this and take me out, that's perfectly normal. I don't care, because I know on the longer time frame, like on with a series of trades, I'm gonna come out net positive with the data I have. So once that was taken out, my next trade, my risk would be half the risk I took for the first trade that I went in short on. So suppose I went in short on 1% here and took a loss. So the next trade I would go is 0.5%. So my cap for 2 trades would actually be 1.5% for the day, and that would be it. And if I take a loss on the second one as well, I kind of sometimes do also reduce it down to a 0.25%, like 0.5 to 0.25. It depends on how the next setup presents itself. If the setup is like A plus for me, I would just go in 0.50, which is like half of the 1%. But if it's not as clear, and of course I do have model, but it's not as good as it should be, then I go with 0.25 to C. And then if I do recoup my losses, like I get some positive equity again, and then again I switch back to my 1% after I've gained the losses that I had lost on, basically. However, I'm not going too deep, but if I am, of course I'll explain it as the time pass. So I mean, this is my freaking first live stream, bro, so let's see how that works out. So we have basically traded through this value gap here, and also this order block. Alright, I want to see what do we get. Okay, and Aussie, yeah, Aussie is drawing there, which is makes sense. USD JPY, it did respect it, and now it's going up again. So let's see. USD JPY. Okay, I'm just gonna let this develop, and I'm just gonna come back in like a few minutes. If you have not joined my Discord, do join it, because I'm going to be dropping some good study points here as well. And also you can get notified when I'm live. We have like few channels here. I'm going to be doing trade recaps. If you have any question, you can put it in. Share P&L wins, talk about Forex or general. I'll also give out news weekly to see what the interest is for the market for the going into the following week. So yeah, if you want to join it, join it. Let's learn together. I mean, it's going to be fun. I mean, I know what I'm doing in the market. Like, it's not that I mean, I've been trading for like what, 6 years now. Like, actually trading for 2 years, but like I've been messing around. Like, the first 4 years was just me messing around, I would say. Just learning, absorbing. And then I came to a point where I just had a really bad analysis paralysis, because I was so deep in that I could just see buy and sell at the same time, which just doesn't make sense. And I was in that period for like really long. So then I came out of it, because it's just like anything else. If you just keep doing it, and it's also if you're journaling, you'll just see some patterns that just doesn't make sense and you should change them, which I did, and I think I've worked out well. But there was like a lot of times that I was just like, maybe I'll just quit now, because this doesn't make sense really. And I just stuck through, man. That's what it is. I actually love, like, not trading itself, but I just love charting. Like, I have like a lot of, like, I would say maybe more than 100 GB of like documents that I'm just charting, like literally from 2022. So even the videos, like my own personal videos that I'm just recording just for the sake of it, because it's just I'm talking through the charts as I am right now. But like, I'm trading my model, and I'm also doing the log entries at the end of the day with like the picture charts and also the videos to like really hone in, you know, and see like what is working, what is not. I mean, it's a lot of work, of course it is. But the thing here is, once you know like what it is you're looking for, then all that work just makes sense, because everybody has like different personalities, right? Like, once you keep doing something, the thing is, when you do like log entries at the end of the day, and you just look at what the session provided for like London, New York, AM, PM, whatever that is you're trading, and once you have that data, right, now that data is basically neutral. You don't, it's not fitting anyone's personality at the moment. It's just pictures with like few annotations that, okay, I see this, I don't see that. Now once you keep doing that, right, what happens is your mind just clicks on something that just happens almost every day. Not every day, like most days in a week. And I swear to God, it would just like click to you that, okay, I see this like every day, like, because if you have been doing like log entries for like, let's suppose 6 months straight, every night before sleeping I used to do like log entries, and like I have like for 2 years now, yeah, 2.5, something like that. And then I switched to actually just stopping that and going to the video. But what I was getting at is, once you keep doing that, right, you just see some sort of patterns in price that normally people don't see it, because they don't give that much time to it. And then they come out like, okay, this doesn't work, maybe this is scam or something. Which I get it, of course, like it's not going to be easy, right? You have to put in a lot of work in this. So just keep doing that. Once you have it, you can look at, okay, this is a pattern that worked out for me, and yeah, just then take that thing and forward trade it, like forward test it, rather, as in like you can look at charts now live, and what you had already got data from like 6 months consistently, and now you can see it working like in few sessions. Let's suppose if you have been doing AM session and you see like some repeating patterns that's coming in the market, and you can just expect that going into the next day, and then You would just see some sort of pattern working again and again, and that could be your model. And that, if it fits your personality, which is like me, I do make decisions like really quick. Some guys might take longer to make it, so he might have to have like a lot of confirmations. That could mean that he might be a swing trader or a day trader, depending on like what the time frame is. Like there is a lot of variables in this, like it just goes deep and deep, but the core of it is, if you know what works for you, and if you have been doing it long enough with the backed data on your side, I think that's it. Like you don't need to make it more harder than this, because it already is. And again, market is just market, right? At the end of the day, if you don't know yourself, the market is not gonna, the best strategy could fail because you don't execute the way it should be executed. Man, I can just go on and on for like 12 hours straight. I don't even know, man. This thing just, even I talk to sometimes my friends, bro, they just like, bro, chill out, like, okay, we get it. I'm like, bro, if you started it, let me just let me just do it now. So I just talk and talk and talk, and then like, anyways, yeah, we have also traded inside now here, which is good. Now I want to see if it respects it. If it does respect it, I would play what I was expecting here, which would be a better trade here. Gold has respected this, which is good. So let's see how that develops here again. Euro USD is inside this 15 minute. Let me see Dixie real quick. Yeah. This would be the point of interest for me, like to see like what it wants to do. I had a few good trades like past week, like really good trades. Man, Asia works like really good, man. Let me see Asia. Asia works for really good. Like if you know, like if the time permits, which mine don't, like Asia would be best. We had like few more trades here, I think. Which one was it? Asia like moves if you know like what you're doing. Could be a really good pair. You can trade Aussie. I mean, it moves in London as well, but like, so let's see. USD JPY now. Kind of respecting this 15 minute. So what was my expectation here? Okay, I do not like a sell here, even if it respects it, because for me to take a sell, I need to have more confirmation. For me to take a buy, I can take a buy, but for me to take a buy still, I need a better development, which would take time still. But Aussie is looking good if it inverses, I mean if it respects this fair value gap here on 15 minute. I mean, this is a 4 hours, so don't get confused with this. This is what I'm looking at. And we also have one more above. I don't want it to go that deep really. I just want this to like accumulate shorts in here if it wants to go down. Okay, so Euro USD is just about to trade above this. We have what, 1 minute left here. What is gold doing? let's see how it trade outside this. In about 20 seconds we close this candle on 15 minutes. So that would be 7:30. And I mean, does it not look like a market maker sell model as well? If you are, I mean, I'm an ICD trader, but like few adjustments in my strategy. But bro, market maker sell models, buy models are just beautiful. Like look at that. Accumulation, first leg of accumulation again for longs, second leg, smart money reversal, low risk sell, reaccumulation of shorts here, and then distribution towards these lows right there. Beautiful leg. I mean, if you just trade this itself is just an amazing model, because this just works on every time frame. The point at which you understand this is when you understand premium and discount, because this high could have been just an order block on like high time frame. Once it hits it, now the smart money accumulation begins, and then for the distribution of shorts it starts like once we show willingness to trade lower with like displacement and reversing the market. So that's like a really good model, and this just looks same. Like here accumulation, first leg, second leg here, small one, smart money reversal, low risk sell, and this is like a second distribution cycle towards these lows. But I'm not trading that, but this just makes sense when you look at it. So let's see. I mean, we respected this, which is great. So let's see. US. Man, what I envy is the future traders like can just go and put in like one contract with just one click. I mean, of course there is a risk management aspect to it, but with Forex, but you just have to, unless you have magic keys though. I've seen traders have magic keys and I've never used it. I might order one in future to see like how that works out. But if you do manually, you just have to be like ready to put all the levels in the position size calculator to figure out what the risk is for your specific setup. So that is something you need to understand, which is, let's see, if this is respecting, that will build well for this drop down towards this level and then trade higher. And let me see, Aussie is going good. These are respected now nicely. So let's see. what I'm looking for is, let's see if we can trade through it, and if we can trade through this, maybe I can use this leg to trade this lower. I think we have inversed it, have we? No, we have not. And we also have this volume imbalance, that's a bit of a concern for me, but we will see how that works out. The next 5 minutes would give me more insight to trade this, is what I mean. Beautiful here, beautiful delivery. Let's see if we go down, show some respect on this 15 minute. This is an hourly, this 15 minute, and then maybe trade high would be something to look for. Aussie has shown willingness, that's good. So let's see. Let's see if we can inverse this level here. I mean, do I consider this as a break here? Just because there is a volume imbalance, I don't like it. Let me see NZD. NZD is a bit ugly, I don't like that. All these just making sense. Gold is in the range, it is breaking down, and we have successfully traded inside this fair value gap. 15 right there. Now this would give me more insight to trade higher, or if I put 15, that is, we'll see how that works out. I mean, this market looks better, right? Look at this movement, it's just clean. It's not like too wicky, it's not like in a range. That I like. Compare this with this one, USD CAD. I mean, look at that. You don't want to be caught up in this mess here. Imagine. Nah, bro, I'm good. I'm good. Let's see what this USD is still inside this fair value gap here on 15. You nicely respected this, so that's what I meant when I started this stream, is if you can respect this and maybe come down deeper inside this, because you have taken out what liquidity here, so the natural retracement inside this level is expected. If it had not traded through this fair value gap here, I would be more concerned. Okay, if we did respect this, like let's suppose a mean consequent encroachment here and trade higher, would be a best case scenario to trade to the side, because we show some respect on discount arrays, so that is something to note. gonna put in Aussie here. I'm gonna watch both of them. If you have not seen the announcement, I've put on some things that might be of interest here, and I'm also gonna put in some levels, I mean my live stream timing and everything, so the new members can actually see that, right? And then of course we have trading setups, trade recap, P&L wins. If you want, you can also hang around here. I'm thinking to do Discord live, but I was like, let me do like YouTube because I think that's more better. Maybe Discord live I'll do in the futures, like not futures, I mean in future, to see if that works out well. But for now, I think I'll just stick to YouTube and see how that goes. So what I want here, if this 15-minute respects it, right, in like next 2 minutes, I want this to, of course, the what I have already drawn here. But if you do inverse this one, like go trade below this and like show willingness to trade even lower, then the level I would look for is of course this low. That's the draw. But for that to happen, I need to have like more structure to work with, basically. But that would make sense. Definitely that would make sense, because from this high to this low we have gone inside this premium, we have accumulated inside this fair value gap here. So if this breaks lower, which would definitely make sense for me, the only thing I was looking for here was if we have really respected some level here, which is on I think hourly, and then if we show some willingness to trade higher, the obvious draw for me is this, at least this high, right, which is the 4-hour discount low of this fair value gap here. So this high, tap it, like let me show you an example if I can see it here, like this, you see here, tap this and then trade higher. So this is what I was expecting, tap this and then trade lower, because what, we have showed some rejection here, so it just makes sense for price to come up and then trade lower. But more often than not, it also can of course trade inside the small range here and then trade lower, which again serves the same purpose, which is of course trading towards these lows if we do get an expansion lower. So that would be something I'm looking for as well. This is this 15-minute. So in the next 35 seconds, we're gonna see how we close that. Let me see what Aussie is doing. USD JPY. Let's see Dixie real quick. So I mean the next level is of course these equal lows here, right, for Dixie. And on hourly we have also respected this, so Okay, we have closed it, have we? Yeah, yeah. Now I need to see. I'm really tempted to take this trade here for the sell. But I'm just gonna see if we look at present here. How much pips do we have of this risk here? About 14 pips. 12 can also work. Okay, let's see what have we got. We have inverse here though. Aussie. Of course, I'm gonna be only trading 2 setups. If I get a win, though, of course, I'm not gonna trade the second setup. But if I lose, I'm gonna go with the second with like half the risk. So that's like, I think that just goes without saying, right? I don't know. Maybe if you are not an ICD trader, that would mean what even is that? Or maybe I don't know. But that just makes sense. Whether I really like this setup, you know. I really like this setup. Like 50% here. We come inside this, tab it, and then trade lower, which is also inside the breaker. I love that setup, bro. I don't mind that. But the only thing that I'm here is the fact that we have actually disrespected this 4 hourly fair value gap is the only thing that's holding me back. Let me see, Aussie. I think Aussie might trade higher. The way it has closed this candle on 15 might mean that it might want to go a little bit more deeper inside it. And that would also build well for Dixie to trade lower to that level. I mean, Dixie is kind of in the range, of course. Like, it's not that it's moving one-sided. I'm gonna wait and see. That has also closed above. So for gold, something like this would make sense. Because we are also now tapped this order block. Beautiful. Let me see, Aussie, USD, JPY. Okay, let's see this. If we close this candle with this gap open, any trade inside this gap will get me short towards these lows here. If we open this gap, for me to take this 5-minute trade is bit more of a risky trade. I want to say risky, but like, bro, this looks completely fine as well. But if you can, of course, close. The thing here is, now we have showed some respect here. We have broken this structure. So this would now make sense, which was I was already expecting to go above, but now that the structures have changed, it's more likely. See, it's never 100%, of course. It's more likely that it wants to come down than go higher for now. until we of course disrespect all these levels, and of course disrespect the breaker itself, which is a big ask here, but we will see how that plays out. Aussie is trading lower. USD JPY is in that. I mean, Euro is just inside this range now. Let's see. We have also inversed this fair value gap here now, and also tapped this fair value breaker, but we don't have any structure here. What I mean by structure is, like, look at how this wick is. If this has left a fair value gap, this would mean that okay, we could accumulate here for the next leg higher, but to like this wick, there's no fair value gap to work with. USD JPY, Aussie, and gold, of course. I also want to put Dixie in because why not? On new pain. Let's see how that trades. Is this what? 5 minutes? Okay. This is 15. I'm going to be trading until 10 a.m. This is now 8 a.m. But this is Berlin time, like I would say German time, of course, which would be 2, 3, 4, which is 5 a.m. in New York time, and that would actually end my London session. But the thing is, if I do get a setup here before the session ends, I'm going to stop the live stream, of course. So that is like a cap, because the thing is, once you get a win, there's no reason to push it, man. There is no reason to push it. It's better to just take off and come back the next day fresh to have the new perspective. So excuse me there, it's sleepy today. Alright, so what is this? Yeah, we are now ranging over here. We have willingness to trade lower just from this early gap here. Now in the next 6 minutes, we close this 15 minute, and then coming up back. Oh, that would be beautiful, but I'm gonna wait for it. I'm not gonna push nothing here. There is no reason to push anything. So let's see. Let's just watch this, right? Another thing is, if it just goes right there, for me, once it takes out this low though, then I'm gonna be done for USD JPY for the morning session, because this is my like draw, and once the draw is 32, there's no point to push anything. So that would be the case. Of course, we have this high, and of course the 4-hour low. Euro still. Oops. I mean, now look, we have opened this fair value gap, and it's expected to trade lower. something like, okay, now it's already doing it. So I was gonna put it something like this. To what? Equal lows, right? Low, and what is that? A fair value gap. So this is like a candy, I would say. I mean, let me just put liquidity. Why not? Liquidity. Or this is like a low resistance liquidity, which is like LR. So that needs to be tagged out, and that builds well with what? This fair value gap here. So if it's going to take out this low, where's the next draw? Of course, this low. I mean this fair value gap here. So that is like that. And if you put an eye here, let's see Aussie. I mean, we have what, 3 minutes more? Now Aussie has also broken down, which is great. This is good. So I'm gonna see if I can frame anything here. Oh wow, look at that. How beautiful is this? Did we not expect 120 to hit? That was amazing. Right at the order block. So now I don't have anything on gold really. Nothing really. I'm gonna maybe trade this Aussie because this looks fine. But I just don't want to be caught up in the mess. Because if you see Dixie, he's like in this small range here. It might do something like this. Tap it and then trade lower. I mean, if I was here, I would be tagged in this trade here, because for me to enter at 50%, I need to enter, of course, a little bit below for like spreads to take me in, and my stop would be somewhat here. I would target 122 if I was to put it. I like this color, man. Maybe, yeah, that's better. Something like this makes sense, really. But what I want is, let me see if I can find that 5 minute. Yeah, it can come up one more time to tap it, which is after this 15 close. So you'll see how that plays out. Gold was beautiful though, right? What did we do? We respected this fair value gap here on 15, and we went up higher, and then we went to the order block here. Beautiful tag, explosion higher, which is like in literally 4 minutes at most. Amazing delivery on gold. I think this is giving traders a false sense of security that this low is holding on for like a support, but this is just gonna rip through to take these lows out. That's how market works, man. Alright, so let's see. I mean, I'm really tempted to take this short here. I would take this short if this makes sense. So I'm expecting something like this. I've already drawn it out. Maybe tap inside this and then trade lower to this low and the ultimate. I mean, I don't need this to be traded to. Just a small retracement inside this range would make me want to take that. I'm not taking this live right now. I would only take this live, sell. But I don't want to take this sell, that's the thing. I don't know, wait, I'll see how it develops more. Aussie looks fine for me. Gold has already done that. Oh, here we go. How about that? How about that? Gave them false sense of security here for the support to hold, and then bam. Ruin them, right? That's crazy. But that's market, man. That's just market. The structure is here is like just making me question things. 5 minute, okay. Yeah, for me to take this trade, to have more confidence in, which I think is not a bad trade here. Maybe lower, open that fair value gap again and then trade lower like that would be more beautiful. There we go, that has been now booked in the market. See, now that this is what we were expecting from the get-go, are we not? We went up higher, respected this, came lower, liquidity, and the fair value gap, which was traded too nicely. Okay, this is 8 AM now, so let's see if we get some sort of expansion higher to go to these sell sides here. I mean, that is a big range here already, which is what, how many pips is that? 3 pips is not a big, but relative to what we have here, this looks like a big range. And let's see if we can hold this level. If you don't hold it, then again, what's the next draw? Of course, the natural draw was this high. So I have not taken this trade, by the way, right? I'm just tape reading this. This is something I'm interested in, but I'm gonna see how that plays out. I'm just gonna come in like 3 minutes. Okay. Alright, what do we have here? Nice. I would take this trade if we come up. I would definitely take this trade on the sell. What is Euro GBP doing, or USD JPY rather? I would go on short over here, something like that, and my stop would be this, and this would be the target 1 to 2, which would also build well for this low. That is what 2.32. I don't like the spreads on FTMO though, like it has like big spreads here. Although spreads on USD JPY is better. So I have entered this trade here. Let's see what USD JPY is doing. So I have like gone sell like this. That's my entry right here, and that's the stop. So let's see how that trades. Gold is just roaring, man. Gold is not gonna look back. Gold has been like, what, bro? It has been literally parabolic move, bro. Look at that. This is crazy. Safe haven, that is. Safe haven. Wow, that just looks amazing. Imagine something like this. You're like you bought something like here even. Beautiful. Gold is really good. looking good. I mean, I don't know if I see this as a long-term investment. If I do trade gold, it's like if you can just trade off of 6 months chart, bro. Yeah, you're doing way better. Like look at that. You could have just entered at this IUFED and just let it go, which would have been really good. I mean, even this this could have been, this is my model, but like let's suppose if this was not 12 month chart, this was like 5 minute or like 15 minute, I could just see this as a model. And then 6, wow, that's amazing. That is just amazing. I mean, long-term trade even on BTC, like I don't have that much data here, but like again, something like that on 3 month chart and on weekly, you can have those huge expansions, man. You can catch that. Amazing. Okay, let's see what we have here. USD JPY is like in some sort of consolidation here. Now see, my risk management rule, of course, I just want to talk about real quick here. I have gradings, right? The point I enter at to the point my terminus is. This is like my grading. Now once I get to 50% here, and this would come out 25% off, and once I get to 75 here, I would go break even. Now this exact strategy for risk management was taught in, like, I think ICD's 2022 mentorship at like 41st video, where he talks about risk management. So I really like that way he put it, and I just have been using this ever since, because that has saved me a lot of losing trades as well, because most often than not what happens is price comes down here, right, at 75%, but then what happens is just here, so if I have not gone break even, it just comes out and takes me out like that. But the best thing here is if you are break even, those bad trades would just not make you lose, because you can just have a strict risk management rules, in place. And then the best trades I've seen is when it comes down here 75%, and it just doesn't like spend a lot of time in this range. It just goes like puff, like literally in like next candle on 5 or the next one. So something like this is just amazing. Let's see what we get. I mean, we're getting good expansion lower, so I want to see if we can keep that energy the same way. What is USD JPY doing? Beautiful expansion lower as well. This is what I was expecting on like 15 minutes. If we tap that and go lower, would be amazing. Let's see what Aussie wants to do. USD JPY. Man, gold, bro. I just look at gold and I'm like, wow. Imagine if you are in this move. What have we tapped here? 125s. The high is at 128. Okay. we have this week though? Oh, daylight savings have shifted, I just realized. Alright then. So that would mean alright, so it's no longer 7 for me, is it? Yeah, it's now 8. The London session opens. Okay. So it's gonna be 8. This was 7 though, yesterday. Alright. 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 3 hours, yeah. 10, 11. And all day here we don't have, we have NFP Friday, so this is the first week of the month, of course. Let me just put this in. Let me just take that. Just hanging around this area now. Let's see. The structure is starting to look a bit ugly now. I don't like that. This has been working just perfect. Did this build well with Dixie doing what? We dab that. Now Dixie wants to go lower, right? So we will see how that works out. I mean, this was beautiful trade, not gonna lie. This was amazing. Right, I was looking at this breaker, the same thing. That kind of worked out really good. 1 to 2. Now the here is, had I been in this trade, if I do grade my swings here, this would have been break even, because we tapped 75% of the range. And now anything here is just like a risk-free trade, right? But I didn't take this, by the way. I had this planned out, but I just wanted more confirmation. But that now has not been the case, is it? I'm in this trade, which is Aussie, which are now, I don't kind of like it, because let's see what it wants to do. This just doesn't build well with Dixie, because Dixie wants to expand lower. And me being in that sell for Aussie, just not looking extremely good. But we're gonna see. If you have your risk management in place, bro, you don't even care about losses, because losses are just gonna be there no matter what happens. But if your risk manager is on point, no one can take you out in this game. Literally, the most you can lose. Let's do something here, right? Let's say you got 10 losing streaks. trade 1 is you lost 1%. Trade 2 is you lost minus, I think, 0.5%. Trade 3, say you go even more because the half of 0.5 is like 125%. Now you're gonna be there until what? The next win happens. So you're just gonna be at 0.5, negative 0.25%. You can just copy this for like the next 10 trades. Before so what are you really? Let's go to calculator. So you have 0.25 into what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 0.25 into 8. That's 2% plus 1% and plus 0.5%. So you're just down 3.5%. Negative 3.5%. With 10 losing trades, you know how unlikely that is if you have a profitable strategy. And let's say you take like one win, right, which is 0.5, so you got what, 50%, 0.50, which is of course half of that, right? 0.50. So let's suppose trade 1 is now a win, so you up what, 0.5, oh sorry, not 0.50. Trade 2 is gonna be what? Okay. So now 0.50 again, 0.50 because you're still at quarter of a percent here. Trade 3 is now going to be 1 because now you're going to up the risk because you have gained a bit of equity. Let's suppose if you don't even up the risk. Let's say for trade 2 you still trade 4. Now you can up the risk because what? You are what? 1.5%. Half of 3.5 is, I want to get half the equity. 1.75. So let's suppose you took the next one also at 0.50. And trade 5 is going to be at 1%, so that would be 2%. So now what? 1, 2, 3 and 4. You're up 4% in like next 5 trades. That's it, plus 4. So you would be net what? 0.5% up. After having what, 10 losses. You know how rare that is to have like 10 continuous losses. You can have 5 losses. That happens. Even like as far as 7 is expected. But 10 is like bit of a stretch. Like if you don't know what you're doing, of course that goes without saying that 10 would be, it happens if you're a beginner. But like if you have a proven strategy and everything, this rarely happens, or maybe never. I mean, till 7 makes sense. But again, look at this, 5 trades, you up already 0.5% on the equity. So is that not a win? Because the new trader would just literally blow out in like 2 trades, at most 3, because they think like, okay, we just gonna take trades because, and we just gonna freaking footboard it, which never works out. So you see how that is. Like this risk management just saves you a lot, like literally a lot. I mean, you know what, bro, this just looks so good. I'm gonna actually post it in the Discord. where should I post this? I'm gonna make a new channel for this. So yeah, this is amazing. This is what I mean. Actually, let me just keep it there. What are we doing here? Let me just see real quick. Okay, we have respected this though. So let's see if we can still hold this level. USD JPY has just gone lower. Almost going to be tagged in by this. I mean, I don't like the way it's spending a lot of time here. This just means that it might be a bad trade. I just want to, like, next few minutes, not next like 2-3 candles, I wanted to either take me out or show some willingness to trade lower. That would make sense. Gold has gone already. I mean, now I don't know anything. I mean, anything as in, like, we have already taken out this low. I want to see if we can. What is this level here? Okay, that's the hourly. Let me take the liquidity out here. Let me take these levels out. And let me have a new perspective, which is this 15-minute here. And also we have what? An hourly. Value gap right below. So that could be a near-term draw here. To tap that and then try to show some willingness to trade higher would also be in the books. Aussie is just in this, like, let's see what it wants to do really. Wow, like zero drawdown, look at that. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing, man? Let me just put this in new channel. I don't know, what should I even put, like my thoughts or something? Or let me see, let me find like a good name for the channel. What should it be? You know what, I'm just gonna put that. Why not? Where did that go? Where the hell is that channel? The hell? Nah, bro, I don't like this Aussie trade. I don't like this. I'm gonna take this trade out in the next 5 minutes. Like, if this candle closes like messed up here, I'm just gonna be out of this trade. Oh, here it is. Alright. Alright. Edit channel. I don't like that. Nah, man, this is just this range here, which I just do not like. I mean, this is still holding on, but like, look at how ugly this is, though. Like, I would take this out in like next 2 minutes if we inverse this fair value gap here. I mean, inverse as in like if we close above that, I would close that out, and if we still below this, I would let it play out. That's like a good cap, I think. 10 losing streaks, number 1, number 2. Wow, man, this is actually really good. Yeah, this is a good channel for me to like give out like some tips to on how to save yourself, or just some random things that might help, I guess. You know what? If we close this, like, okay, we do have time for that. Something like that again on tap and go lower would still be in play. If we can get that. Next minute, if we do inverse this, this will be a close for me. I mean, if it takes me out, of course, that is what it is. But if we still have time for me to act upon it for the next minute, I would do that. USD JPY, we have Euro USD working nicely. Oh my god, no bad. What else can I like? This is good. See what I can. Yeah, this has taken me out here, which is good. At least my mental capital is like now. So yeah, that has taken me out. That's alright. So now what? Let's go for the next trade here. Let me see if I can find anything that makes sense really. The best thing you can do about a loss is just once you have it, just reset your mind with a blink of an eye. Because the thing is, as a trader, you have to do that. As a trader, you just have to blink and cure. Like, not cure, but like, just forget everything that happened. Because the thing is, if you have those like, what do you call it? Those emotions from the last trade, it is going to cloud your thinking in the next trade. That you never want to have, because if it clouds your thinking, you're going to be more like, your perspective is going to be distorted, and you won't be able to see what you would normally be able to see had you not taken a loss. So why not just act as if nothing has happened and just move on? Because again, the same thing here, right? 10 losing streaks is not gonna mess you up. Minus 3.5% is just like easy to come out of. So that is something to really think about, I would say. This 15-minute has respected now, and of course the next draw was the higher. I mean, let me see Dixie, bro. She's going lower, so that's a risk on scenario. That would build really well for Euro USD to trade higher, which I can see. So that would still mean that we have beautifully respected this, and if you do trade higher, my eye would go, of course, these highs. These are like relative highs now, right? And of course that high right there. Do we have any level here that makes sense on hourly? Not really. We just have like this, another small high. Let me see on 5. Do we have any like fair value gap or anything to work with? No. Let me just take that out real quick. Put this fair value gap in. Bro, if you go to the start of this live stream, right, and if you see what I was expecting from the get-go, everything is planned out as perfect. The first one was gold that I was looking at this level and 120, beautifully. Look at the reaction from 120, and then come back and then went higher. But we like tap it and then trade lower. Beautiful that I was already looking at. What did we look for on year USD? Coming up here, right? Respecting this fair value gap, going down to these LR, trading inside the fair value gap, and this I already put in at the start of the session to trade lower, accumulate, and then trade higher. So is it not doing exactly what I was expecting in a way? And again on USD JPY was beautiful as well. I was looking here, but then we respected this. Then I was looking, okay, if you can trade lower from that level on, I would look for short, but I kind of missed this short here, which was beautiful short. And of course then we trade lower. Now at this point on, we have not left any fair value gap to work with, so I would not be touching this. Aussie was, I didn't hate this like trade, it just made sense for me, and this was also the last leg of distribution. I mean, I can still see this go down. Here's the thing here. If you do respect this and then do the exact thing that we did here, that would be a good candidate for sell. Your USD is respecting this 15-minute, which I don't want it to. So let's see. Right, we're respecting this now. Okay, and let me see Dixie again. I mean, I see Dixie going lower, really, because we just tap this for hour nicely here, almost close it, and we also have these equal lows here, so that would build well with USD going lower. That would pressure any other currencies to go higher, which would just make sense, right? The something for high just builds well with your USD because we have those levels in place. So I really want to see this like inverse this if we do when Dixie goes down. Let me put this like that. So take this out now. I mean, if it respects it, that means that okay, we also going to respect on USD, but then of course I need more data for this to develop. I'm just gonna watch this for now. Okay, that's good, this inversion here, but I want this to keep this open, and then next would the draw would be here, of course. Beautiful, beautiful draw. Now that also builds well with Dixie going lower. USD JPY. I mean, had we had any fair value gap here, I would have taken that sell. Aussie. Okay, let me see on 60, which is the next 11 minutes. But I don't like that. That would mean that we are just inside this range, 50%. I don't like that. The only thing I like is this. Yeah. We'll see how that plays out. Okay, so this has panned out perfectly, but again, we did not get any setup, which is definitely okay. I don't care, right? I don't care as in, like, I'm not upset that I didn't get my setup. I'm more happy that my analysis was on point, and I like marketed what I expected it to do based on what? Based on my framework. It's not just support and resistance, of course. It's just like a clear framework to work with, and this has been delivered beautifully. We do have this high though. On, if you see on hourly, that would also build well for price to trade lower to these levels. The one level that just jumps off is this small fair value gap here, right there. If I were to put this, can I just put this here, please? Right there. If we trade below these equal lows here, that is the level that Byte would draw to, and that would build well if for your USD to trade higher. But until then, I'm just waiting to see what the market wants to do really. This is a good, so I want it to come down again and then give me some sort of structure to work with for towards these highs. But again, we have 7 minutes, so I'm gonna be back in like 7 minutes. I'm just gonna let it be playing out here, and I'm just gonna come back in like 7 minutes to see what do we really have. All right, so the thing here is Dixie's really messed up. Let me just take everything out here so I can have a clean perspective again. We did respect this fair value gap here nicely on 15 minutes. Now the thing is, I've already was expecting this move. So let me go to 5 and see what do we really have here. I still like this, but the only thing that is making me question this is basically have we closed below above this, or yeah, we just closed above. And like Dixie is like bit of in a range here that's just not giving me a good scenario to work with. I mean, this is just now ranging here. Dixie's as well is just inside this really weird range. I want to see what the next 5 minute does for me to see if I can make sense of this price. I just saw my recording back for this one, and I really apologize for all the keyboard clicking because it was really loud. But I don't know like how to make this better because this is like my first live stream and I just don't know like how to turn those things off, so it's like more streamlined, so I have to figure that out, of course. Let's see. Oops. 15-year USD again. The thing I'm looking for, if we do respect this 5 minute to go higher, right? That would build well with euro going or Dixie going lower. What is this level? Oh, okay. That's the only thing I can see. For me to take a trade on like this one as a sell, I can't see like Dixie going higher for now. It's just like in this range. Plus we have hit 4-hour tab. So if anything, Dixie going lower would mean that we are in the risk off or risk on scenario. So risk on would pressure these trade the Euro USD, Aussie USD, all the ones that has USD after, like suppose here, would pressure them to go higher to these highs here, or whatever the draw is, of course. If I see 1 minute, I can see this as an entry here, but I've not traded on 1 minute like for very long, so I'm not gonna just do it because for the sake of doing it. I'm just gonna wait and see. This entry would not be bad entry, but again, like since we just closed really bad here, I don't want to be caught up in some sort of range, so I'm just gonna wait and see. Okay, now it's perfectly doing. That would have been a good entry at inversion. I want some sort of like open up of fair value gap to like really look for something. If I took this here, like let's suppose if I took this 50% of this entry, where would my stop be? Has to be below this, which is like a huge risk for me. It's not huge risk in terms of monetary, it's huge in terms of like the range. So I would have to have, in order to make 1 to 2, I would have to have like 1 to 2 would be like right here because the stop is too wide. So I want something to frame my risk on and still target this high. So that's what I'm waiting for to see. Beautiful, beautiful expansion, which is good. We're respecting this for 15 minutes. And that was the 1 minute that just beautifully did that. And that is rather precise delivery. Wow, look at that. And where are we gonna go? If you take these lows out, the euro is gonna trade towards those levels here. And right as I'm talking, this is happening. We take these equal lows here. Now that would not build well for Aussie, right? Because the sell here would not make sense because Dixie is heavy. So if Dixie is heavy, that would pressure all the foreign currencies to trade higher or be more stronger. And that's exactly what is happening here. Next hour is gonna take longer. Now I want to see if we do open up another fair value gap here on 5 minute to expand higher. But I don't think it would the way it is, and also Dixie is right at that level. It would just maybe just explode higher as it is doing right now. So that would just be, yeah, like that. So I mean that 1 minute was a really great entry, like really, with that. Had I taken this like that inversion, top below 4 pips in like literally 2 minutes. This was amazing. Wow, look at that. USD JPY, Dixie was heavy. Look what we did. Isn't that amazing? Bro, this is exactly what I was waiting for. If I had some sort of level here to work with on 5 minutes, I would have definitely taken short. This is exactly what I was waiting for when we were like right here. I was waiting for to see if we do have, but we did not. Even on 15, like if we had some sort of fair value up to work with, we did not have that really. So that was, I mean, it did what we planned exactly. But sometimes what happens is it's just not going to give you a clean entry. We did have a clean entry here, but for the next leg lower, we didn't have it. Now what is that? Is it not market maker sell model consolidation first leg, second leg, smart money reversal, lower sell, another sell of the distribution cycle, and the original what do you call this, consolidation was cleared by now, as Dixie was taking out these equal lows right there. Bro, this is perfect. Like this just, it's like a language, you know, you can just read it. Like there's nothing beautiful than this if you can, if you know like what you're doing. Like I can sit on charts like for hours and not be, I not know like I've been sitting this for hours. It's just amazing. Gold is still, man, gold is just like, don't wanna look back, it's just keep going higher. Now this reaction, I don't like that. Even on Dixie. If you do close like in 4 minutes with this huge wake, that would mean that we are in a consolidation market. Just stop it. Do not push it. Had it opened up higher, would have been much better entry. Aussie was just fickle today. Aussie USD. The only better trade was of course the USD JPY for the day, which I missed. But that's gonna happen. You're gonna miss trades. You're gonna take loss. But as long as your risk is managed, you're gonna be net positive. So that was, I think, yeah, I'm just gonna wait it out now because I don't see any framework to work with. So I'm just gonna wait and see like what we get. We still have not closed up, have we? Yeah, we did close on this candle. So like if I go USD JPY, has already taken out my level. Aussie is in a bit of a range here. If we do something like this on Aussie, maybe this level first and then this would maybe make sense, but I need more confirmation. Confirmation would be on 15 if we do start to trade higher, which would pressure foreign currencies to trade lower, and we already have a framework built on Aussie to work with, so that would be something. So I'm gonna come and see after a few minutes or to see what we got really. that. I just saw this on Aussie. So if you close below this level, this would be a good sell for me, and I'm gonna look to trade, because we also have this breaker that would protect us from going a bit higher. This would be the only trade I'm gonna enter with like half the risk. So let's see. $62,828. 1.5. $62,894, $62,828. Let's trade higher. Wait, let's see this. Sorry, I was making breakfast by the way. Shit, man. Alright, this I would enter short right there. If we close in like next minute, that would be like my short here. My stop would be just about 7 pips, something like that. And I'm gonna go for 122, which is a bit further. But that would be like the idea. And the thing is here, I'm gonna put this out there. Okay, once I got tagged in, of course. But the thing here is when the session ends, which is gonna be end in like half an hour for me, if this has not been panned out, I'm just gonna update this in my, what do I call this, in the Discord here. So I'm gonna give an update out in like which like trade recaps. And yeah, that would be the first trade. I'm gonna also maybe do a recap here for this trade. And the next one, of course, here, and I'm also gonna put like USD JPY trade. So let's see if we close below. I'm just gonna put a limit here, and I would just forget about it. Now the thing here is, if we take out this low, I'm done for the day. I don't care. Now that this has closed, I will just put limit on empty for now. If I were to put this out there, and 1.5 0.62894. What a beautiful delivery here. Look at that. We didn't get tagged in, but again, market did deliver as we expected it to. Amazing, amazing delivery right there. Aussie has just taken that out now. Now, as I said, if we take out this low, I'm done for the day. So I'm gonna put this in, I'm gonna put that loss in, and I'm also gonna put this USD JPY trade. So that you will find it in the trade recap. I don't know if I should do like a small, I don't think video would be fine, just a picture with like few explanation. I think that should do the work. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that in. But that was a good session. We had everything planned as we did. The best thing here is we had plan. Plan is the only thing that you need. If you don't have a plan on a framework that you're working with, you're just shooting in the dark, which is never a good idea. We had this plan here, right over here. This was a sell, but what did market do? It went a little bit more up on the premium and then delivered exactly what I was expecting here to do. That's going to happen sometimes. The beautiful trade was also on USD JPY, which I kind of missed it. And if you do recall, I was saying that this just looks so good, like, you know, everything just is perfect here, but that I missed. Wow, look at that. We're just about to hit this low right here, which is amazing. There we go, tagged it. This exact thing I was expecting here, but since the Dixie was bit in a range, and also we had the 4-hour fair value gap in premium that it wanted to tag, so this was expected, which is definitely okay. I'm gonna put this in, and yeah, that's it for this session. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you learned something. If you didn't learn anything, the only thing, even if you learned just this, would save you a lot. Only this would save you a lot. You don't even need nothing else, bro. Of course you need to have like some sort of model to work with, but this itself is just a freaking amazing level of risk management that you can work with here. So that's it for this session, and I will see you tomorrow for London, the same time. The thing is, the time has shifted a bit, which is now in London, so I might have to see how I cope with that. Might have to be live at 8 maybe, so I will see how I can do that. But this was a good session. Everything panned out as perfectly as we expected, and I would put the trade reviews, trade recaps in here for whatever the trade we took. So that should do the work. See you tomorrow. Have a good day, man. Have a good day.